Have you ever wondered how the UG plans to spend its 2022 budget? If so, the UG has an OpenGov portal where you can go to explore our budgets. As part of an initiative to increase transparency in education, the UG Budget Office is releasing a video series explaining how to use this portal. In this video, I'm going to show how to use this portal to access information about spending for the 2022 budget. First, we access the portal by going to the UG's website, hovering over Government, going down to Budget and Finance, and clicking on Open Budget Data. Doing so takes us straight to the OpenGov data portal. Here, we are looking at expenses broken down by departments for the entire 2022 budget. It looks like 41.5% of the budget will go toward public safety, 21.9% to public works, 0.3% to the mayor and commission, 9.9% to community services, 8.1% to general government, 14.8% to internal accounts, 2.7% to judicial services, and 0.7% to other programs. If we want to know more about any one of these slices of this pie, we can click on a slice to learn more. For example, it's not obvious what internal accounts means. So to figure out what it is, we can click on that slice of the pie. And here we see that 86.6% of internal accounts is made up of our long-term debt. Most of our long-term debt comes from capital maintenance and improvement projects. These projects are large projects totaling more than $50,000 that are expected to further government functioning for more than a year. Examples of these projects include streets, bridges, buildings, technology, and equipment. We incur debt to pay for these projects over a long period of time so that we aren't burdening taxpayers with the cost of the project upfront. Now we know what internal accounts means and what it is made up of. We can go back to our general consolidated budget and look at more slices of the pie. For example, what does other programs mean? We can click on this slice of the pie to see that this accounts for the county fair, extension council, soil conservation, special community grants, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. We can go back to our general pie chart to look at even more. Let's click on general government. Clicking on General Government shows us that this is made up of the Knowledge Department, Legislative Auditor, Operations Business Office, Unified Government Clerk, Unified Legal Department, Contract Compliance Department, County Administration Department, the Department of the Appraiser, Finance Department, General Services, and the Human Resources Department. Now let's go back to the original pie chart, and this time let's learn about the largest slices of this pie, public safety and public works. Public safety makes up 41.5% of the 2022 original budget. Let's click on that slice to see what public safety means. Clicking on that slice, we see that 38.2% of that budget goes to the police department and 39.9% goes to the fire department. If we wanted to investigate those budgets further, we can click on those slices of the pie. This shows us the different divisions of the police department. If we want to know other information, we can go to the left-hand side of the screen, click on Filters, which will allow us to show expenses or revenues broken down by departments, funds, expense type, or capital project type. Here, let's look at the police department's expenses broken down by expense type. Doing so, we can see that the largest cost for the police department is personnel. Personnel costs make up 85.3% of the police department's budget for 2022. Personnel costs go towards salaries and benefits for the people that make up our departments. Now we click on public safety again, and this time let's click on the fire department to learn more about its expenditures. Here we see the many different divisions that make up the fire department. If we want to know the fire department's greatest cost type, we can go to the left-hand panel and show expenses broken down by expense type. And once again, we see that the largest expense for the fire department go towards personnel costs. 83% of the fire department's budget for 2022 goes towards personnel costs. Let's reset the system to look at public works, the second largest slice of this pie. When we click on Public Works, we need to click on Public Works again, so we're not looking at the smaller departments. Now that we're just looking at Public Works, we see all of the divisions that make up Public Works. This includes the Water Pollution Control Division, buildings and maintenance, CMIP engineering, public surface operations, solid waste management, and the maintenance division, and traffic engineering. If we want to know any more about these divisions, we can click on them to learn more. That's all for this video, and I hope that you learn more about how the unified government plans to spend its budget in 2022.